All right, I want to share a few of the thoughts I'm having right now about some things in my life, or things that I think many others think about and struggle with, and that kind of thing. So let's talk about topic number one. That's my cat meowing, Dido. She's a cat that was lost for over a month outside, actually. When I was with my kids, the door was left open. Who knows who did it, doesn't matter. And I have 3 cats left over from my prior marriage, and I took them in because my ex couldn't have pets in her new place. And so I went out shopping with my kids, came back, realized the door was left open because my cat's got in a scuffle with a dog outside. And after that scuffle, I shooed 2 of my cats in Sneaker and Ator, and then didn't think of anything of it for about 20 minutes when I realized, oh, I have 3 cats. I didn't see Dido anywhere. And so my kids and I looked for Dido everywhere. She was nowhere to be found. And fortunately, I did a lot of things. I handed out flyers and did everything I could do to try and find her. Didn't find her, but luckily, someone I handed a flyer out to gave me a call just over a month after Dido went missing and said that they thought they saw her. And I went over there and we did a little hunt outside near their place, and we eventually found Dido, and she came right to me. I did another video talking about this story. It's quite a fascinating story. Dido, who was not a very affectionate kitty, now comes up to me all the time doing what you just heard in this video. In fact, I'm going to see if I can get her to come up on my lap for this video. Come here, Dido. Dido. Come here. Come here, kitty. Come here. Come here, Dido. Come here. Come here. Come here. So this is Dido. This is the kitty that was lost. See the camera, Dido? So that's her. She would have never let me pick her up before she was lost. She would have attacked me basically. And now she meows at me all the time and constantly wants affection. And it's interesting. The experience changed her. I firmly believe that the experience changed her, being out on her own in the cold, to a completely different kitty. So that's Dido. Anyways, that's not what I'm doing this video about, but I think it's an important story that we as living things change and evolve based on what happens to us. So what I really wanted to talk about is, for me personally, in the last year or so, last year and a half, I've learned of the concept of cold approach pickup, or talking to women and trying to build attraction and date them and all these things. And it's been it's been the greatest challenge of my life, because as a youngster I was extremely shy, insanely shy, to the point there was a girl who liked me in high school. I remember when I was a freshman. I was 13 or 14, somewhere around there. And a cute girl. I thought she was cute, but I was so shy and afraid of girls, for whatever reason. That's something I will have to think about or explore more. Why was I so afraid? Maybe because I had a low self-esteem or self-worth, I don't know. Regardless, I remember one going up to me in a home economics class and rubbing me on the back. What guy wouldn't want a cute girl to rub him on the back and talk to him? And I just put my head down on the table, just and she walked away and said, "Sorry, you don't like me." And I can remember that experience vividly, and it was unfortunate because it's a missed opportunity. I think interaction with women is such a fascinating thing. I mean, I have this book I'm releasing tomorrow, 50 Dates to Be Great, about my first 50 dates being on my own, and I love interacting with women and just the learnings that take place. And the real learnings for me have been the failings I've had with a few that I really liked, where things didn't work out. That's where I've really learned. But I've met some really incredible women, and I love interacting with them now. But the reason I bring up my childhood still is I may be more outgoing now, but I'm still incredibly challenged when it comes to cold approaching women. Like, I go to the gym a lot, and if I see a couple of beautiful women there that I would love to get to know and see if there's like connection or common interest, the gym obviously being one of them, I get an incredibly tight knot in my stomach. It's incredibly difficult. I have to warm up just like I do before basketball. I have to run a little and stretch before I play basketball and get my body warm. I have to warm myself up by talking to other people in a casual manner, even before I would even think about approaching to try and form a connection or go on a date with someone. And it's a big challenge for me, not just that, but just being present and in my center while I'm talking to them, and not getting in my head or changing who I am while I'm talking to them. So I failed a lot by approaching people in person because I get uncentered, or it feels unnatural, and it's one of the great challenges of my life is doing that and trying to do it well. So far I haven't been very successful with it. I've had some minor success with it, but not the success that I know I can have or I've seen other people have. And so it's this tight knot that I get. I go on chat roulette periodically just to stretch myself to talk to women on there in person. I have to go through a lot of guys jerking off, unfortunately, to get there. And I still get the tight knot in my stomach because I don't want to just say, hey, what's up? Because I know that that's not very exciting. But I also know that overthinking creates a state, or not a fun state either. Anyways, I have this tightness, and I'm just not good at it. I haven't done it enough. I know is one thing. Like, I've been programming computers since 2000, and I'm exceptionally good at that, or decent at it. But I've spent 10,000 plus hours on it. I probably spent, in total, like 20 hours on cold approach, which is... That's enough to like understand that cold approach is a thing and it can be done. That's as much learning as you'll get with 20 hours of something, at least when you're starting at it. Like, an example of me for programming is I know how to program computers, and if you're familiar with programming, C#, Java, or on the web, HTML, and all these things. And I can pick up a new computer programming language very quickly. Like, I learned one called Python in about an hour, at least the basics of it, and wrote some Python scripts. That's because I had the reference of 10,000 hours in other programming languages, and I understand the basic constructs of it. And I know that really well. But for cold approach, I'm so green at it, I'm such a rookie at it, that when I do it, it feels so unnatural, and I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible. I could make a list of 20 things that I'm terrible at. I'm not clear in any kind of purpose. I get a tightness in my stomach. I'm not myself. Now, there's been a few occasions where, for whatever reason, I got in the zone and it worked out well, but that's not the norm. I'm trying to create a normal where I'm very casual and in a flow. Like, I don't even care about the result necessarily. I just want to be able to do it and have it feel natural, like just interacting with women I've never met. But I'm not very good at it right now. I'm terrible at it. And one is I've just not put enough time into it. And I recognize that. What else? So that's that. I waste a lot. I've wasted a lot of time still, like on Facebook, and I'm not on there all day, but I'll check it 5 or 6 times a day. There's no reason to do that. I check my Google Analytics 5 or 6 times a day as well, sometimes more. And this is just a wasteful habit. It's not a servicing habit. I don't know for you in your life, like, are you checking your Facebook and Instagram and other accounts multiple times a day and getting distracted by that? And what else could you be doing instead that might be of better service? All I know is I feel better when I'm not doing that. When I'm going to the gym, or I'm writing a book, or I'm doing a creative project, or playing a really fun computer role-playing game, I feel much better than when I'm wasting time checking social accounts, for instance. And so I think there's just habits that are hard to break there. But you've got to do it if you want to be happy, at least for me, or spend more time on the things that you know are important. Obviously, you can take your actions doing something and that becomes important to you whether you like it or not, because it becomes a habit. So the thing that becomes easy and addictive, even though you may not like it, becomes important to you by habit and not by conscious choice. And I'd rather do things by conscious choice that are challenging, like going out and approaching women. Man, it's so hard. I'm still attached to the outcomes. I'm worried what people will think about me. I'm self-conscious or insecure while I'm doing it, rather than just expressing and adding a vibrancy to life by doing it. And that's where I'd like to get to. I'd rather just be someone who adds to the fun and intrigue of life by my mere presence. And I'm not there yet. I do have a lot of things to say about stuff, but this is just me recognizing my own imperfections. What's another thing? I've had this inkling, this feeling of moving to California. I was out there a few times earlier in the year. What an awesome place California is. Compared to Utah, excuse me. Compared to Utah, where I'm at now, California is incredible. I was raised Mormon. I'm not anymore. Utah is very much a culture of Mormons, LDS, and that's fine. But California was so free-spirited and free-flowing. It was so expensive. Obviously, there's pros and cons to everything. Utah is very cheap to live, but also the environment is not best suited to what I want right now. So I resonate with a free-spirited environment, and I had a lot of fun when I was in California. It very much matched more of what I think life should be like. But that's a choice I have to make in the next year. Is I'm either moving to California or I'm just going to stay here in Utah. But I need to make that choice, and I can't be on the fence about that. What else? My kids. I have 8 and 5-year-old daughter. They're going to be 9, and 6 next year. That's crazy to me. They are growing up so fast, and I love being a dad. I love being a strong presence to my kids. I love being a teacher to them. Of course, there's the part of me that's like, man, it's hard being a dad sometimes. Sometimes I just want to chill and do nothing. But I also feel like it's fulfilling for me as a human being to be a presence and a teacher to them. I love doing that for sure, and being a dad's awesome. Being a single dad is hard. People might look at a single mother who has her kids all the time, and especially if she's working, and I believe that's really hard too. But it's hard to be a single dad. I have to pay a huge payment each month in child support for those kids, and it's fine. I love supporting them, but it's a huge amount of money each month. It's think about your income getting taxed an additional, what would it be, about an additional 18%. Think about that. Here's your income, 30 to 40% gets taxed, and then just tack on another 18% tax, a child tax. I mean, it's not a tax. I'm supporting my kids, but it's a lot of money. It feels like too much money sometimes. What are they doing with that each month? Hopefully it's going in a college fund. I don't know where the money goes. It's not something I try to think about too much. But that's one of the challenges of being a single dad for me, is I pay that money each month. Or if I had that, I'd go nuts. I would have what I feel like would be more money than I know what to do with. But it's part of my responsibility as a dad, according to the law of the land as well. And so that's that. Another thing is exercise, fitness. I've been thinking about doing CrossFit, and when I say I've been thinking about, that's not really the right approach. I know it's not. Now, being fit and having an incredibly fit body is important to me. It's very important to me, but saying I'm thinking about starting something, the better way to think about that is tomorrow I'm going to go to a CrossFit studio and start a membership. That's a better way to approach that, or at least investigate it to see if I want to start a membership. I already have a gym membership, but I've seen CrossFit and how fit people are, and that there's kind of a tight-knit community around it, and I'm interested in making some newer friends or people that are into fitness and having an incredibly fit body, because that's what I want. I'm 38. I'm going to be 39 on my next birthday in a year from now, a little less than a year. And I want to beat the aging process, or at least if I'm going to die, I don't want it to be because my body's old and decrepit. I'm not interested in that. So fitness is an extremely important thing to me. So I'll recircle back to the original intent of this video, and that is the need for putting yourself, it's really the need for putting yourself out there and taking action toward the thing you want to build up 10,000 plus hours in that thing that you want to be really good at. When I said cold approach, I've done about 20 hours. That's literally about all I've done. And that's not going to get the job done. You're not going to really learn something in 20 hours. It really is going to take a few nights a week for several years for me to get good at that. If I want to be good at it, that's what it's going to take. Now maybe I'm a fast learner. Maybe it won't take 10,000 hours. Maybe it takes 1,000, right? But the point is, I need to go out there and just fail and fail until it's not so difficult anymore, right? Anyways, this is Jeremy just talking about a bunch of different topics and the need to spend a lot of time in that thing you want to be good at. Otherwise, you're going to just be frustrated, like I'm frustrated with how terrible I am at cold approaching. And it is what it is based on my experience with it. I should be terrible. I'm new. When you're new, you suck. You're terrible when you're new. And just kind of laugh at it. Say, that's funny. I'm so new. And maybe that's what I'll start telling people. Is like, I'm really new at this, but hey, how's it going? Just try to make fun or light of the situation. I think that's important. Alright, Jeremy J signing off. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.